UFC 314 press conference just wrapped up, and let me just say, bro, I liked it. It was definitely, we needed this. First of all, they blessed us with a good card finally, and we get some good verbal exchanges in this press conference. Now, at first, it was kind of it was kind of a little bit dry. The Miami crowd was bringing energy, so that was cool. But let's be honest, chat. Let's address the elephant in the room. Let's get the elephant out the bag, man. Dale. We need Yair and Lopez to win, or Yair and Lopez to lose. I think the second option is the most realistic. We need to see them fight. Chat, you guys know my problem lately has been the UFC kind of, they don't have rivalries. Like, I feel like for the viewer, what we want to see the most is like, yeah, we want these matchups, but at the end of the day, we want bad blood because it makes the matchups more intriguing to like, during the build-up, and we just want to see them fight. That's why Khabib Conor was such a huge fight. Jones DC, Kamaru Kobe, like some of these fighters, like it's heavily carried because of the animosity. I was even hyped for Kobe Jorge, TJ Dillashaw Cody. We all wanted to see those fights because of rivalries. Now, this is what this presser looked like. It looked like Lopez and Yair despise each other, and it's weird because I kind of had the vibe. Because the way Yair was talking about his heritage, like, oh, this guy, he wants to be Mexican, he wants to be Brazilian. Like, we don't claim him in Mexico. That's pretty much what he was saying there. He was pretty much saying they don't claim him in Mexico. But this guy's Brazilian, bro. He just trains in Mexico. You know what I'm saying? And I don't actually agree with Yair in that sense. Like, I know what he's saying, but I don't mind. I don't know. It's not a big deal if Diego Lopez is saying, okay, yeah, I train in Mexico, like I reside here, so I'm Mexican, even though he was born and raised in Brazil, but I see both point of views, but I understand both. But like pretty much what they were really mad at each other for in this presser, it was apparently Diego Lopez and his team used to like beat up this guy that Yair was friends with. The guy's name is Marco something. I don't really care about it, but used to beat him up in training. Apparently like they were just bullying him. So that's an apparent story. And then apparently Diego was saying, okay, but yeah, you be saying something rude to you be threatening my teammates, specifically a female teammate. I don't know what they were going back. Sometimes I wish I understood Spanish fluently. I'm just looking at what people were saying on Twitter, the rough translation. So yeah, it's pretty much saying you're beating up these guys, you're a bully, you and your team are bullies. And Diego is saying, okay, well you threatened a female on my team, this, that, and the third. And then a whole lot of finger point. You know what I like about foreigners when they argue? Like Africans do it too. Like we talk with our hands, so like it's all like fuck you, bloody, like they point at each other, just like I hate you, bro. You could tell they hate each other because when you start talking and arguing with their hands and you're all like these pointing shit, these guys hate each other with a burning passion. So it actually made me really hyped for the fight, and then I was like, wait, they're not fighting. I was like, I'm hype, but they're not fighting. Volkanovski had some questions too. You could tell the crowd loved him, but Volk was just kind of just existing. I don't know how it feels for like the fighter to be booked against someone else and the other person just going ham on someone else. Like I don't know if that like throws you off your mindset. I don't know if that kind of annoys fighters. I'm assuming it might be kind of annoying because if I'm fighting someone and they're over here selling the fight with someone who's not even booked against them, I'd be kind of salty. That's my outlook on it. Like I saw Volk in the middle of it, kind of like looking back and forth. Just a weird situation to be in, And then Pitbull, first of all, Pitbull just seemed really confident every time he was asked a question in that press conference. Like he's really set on he's gonna beat the hell out of Yair, and Yair's over here just throwing cuss words at fucking Diego Lopez, bro. That cuss word that set it off, like Kulon or something that Yair said. I was like, what did he say? Because you saw how mad. You guys saw how mad that got Diego Lopez. I swear he called him that name, and then Diego Lopez like he perks up. He said Colon, and then that's when they started like fucking finger battling, pointing at each other, bro. They really don't like each other, and I know why Yair doesn't like him now. Apparently, if he was actually doing that to his teammates like around 2019, all those years ago. You can see the grudge he held against him. And then like in the media day, he wasn't shying away from no shots from Diego. But Diego was low-key being shady before. This is what people probably didn't peep, that I peeped. When the guy asked Lopez the question, I know there was a moment where Lopez says, they were asking like Lopez, would you entertain the fight with Yair? And then Lopez was like, how much losses do you have in a row? And then they're like, oh, two. And he's like, okay, then forget about it. That fight's nothing. That guy's a nobody. And that's why Yair was like, oh, blah, Colon. yeah, you get him. Yeah. I don't really care. I'm not picking sides. I just like the fact that Yair was like, oh, I have 2 losses in a row. And then he started just cussing him out. Colon means pussy, pretty much. It just means you're scared, like you're a bitch. That's what it means. I looked up the translation. That's what everyone's saying. So, yeah. Diego Lopez he didn't like being called those names, but outside of those moments, like the press conference was still kind of decent, bro. Bryce Mitchell, He just has to win. I just feel like the energy, bro. Bryce had a nasty comeback, like a comeback that I literally paused it. I was like, You guys ever pause something and you just let that shit hit, bro? He cooked because this dude came in barking, or he always does that. It's kind of getting annoying to this point, but he just loves barking and stuff. And he's like, I put many dogs down in my lifetime. They come up eating my crops, come up abusing my children. I shoot them dogs, and the last thing they do is squeal. Like, bro, this guy's so southern. It's kind of funny to me. I don't know why. I think his like accent, everything's amusing. Yeah, bro. Listen, Bryce is a funny dude, and yeah, he's just the energy he's coming with and the vibe he's coming with. It makes me more comfortable with my pick against pick for Bryce. Gene Silva seems ready too. Their face-off was intense, bro. Like, they were really getting into it. Pause. They were getting into each other's bubble, and they were really sizing each other up like real bad mans. But you know what I'm saying? I know Gene Silva's gonna be ready, and I know Bryce Mitchell is gonna be prepared. But yeah, outside of the Yair and Lopez situation, I'd say that was the most memorable situation when he just absolutely shut what's his name? Gene Silva down. I forgot his name for a second. He shut Gene Silva down, had Gene Silva looking like a goofball. And then Gene Silva wasn't like, the crowd was rooting for him at first, but then I realized it was a shift. I feel like after that that comeback, like I started to see the crowd kind of shift against Gene Silva, and they were kind of booing him or like drowning him out. I didn't really want to hear him, and he went on his yap spiel. But it's interesting how flip-floppy the Bryce Mitchell, Gene Silva like fan reactions are in general. Not even just this press conference, but in general. I swear they've been going back and forth. Like at first everyone hated Bryce, now everyone loves Bryce, now everyone hates Bryce. It's like weird. I don't really get the dynamic going into this fight. Me personally, I don't really give it, like I don't like care about either. I think Gene Silva's annoying in his own ways. I think Gene's a good fighter, but sometimes he just does stuff that kind of rubs you the wrong. Oh, let's touch gloves every single 2 seconds. Some things he just throw me off. And then Bryce Mitchell just like, yeah, man, I want to chill with Hitler. And everyone's like, yeah, you're so cool. People are weird on MMA, Twitter and MMA and community in general. But yeah, I don't know. Outside of that though, like outside of that, Chandler and Patty had some questions. Patty's getting like, every time I just hear Patty talk, I'm like, this guy really sucks. And Chandler sucks too. But the one thing about Chandler that he does say every single fight that is true, he does bring a fight. And that's why when I hear him say he's going to bring the fight, I know he's going to bring the fight. And I know sometimes it makes him look like a fool because he does some stupid stuff when he's just trying to macho man bring the fight. Paddy Pimblett's atrocious on the feet. So I think that, I'm going to bring the fight is actually going to translate into this fight the best it's ever done, because I don't think Paddy Pimblett's a Dustin Poirier, Justin Gaethje, or Charles Oliveira for that matter. So that like every time I hear them talk, like I couldn't really gauge much from them because they weren't really asked questions, but I see a lot of the crowd is liking the jacking Michael Chandler, brother. They're jacking Dale, brother, Dale. If you're a Michael Chandler guy, Dale, brother. Now there were some face-offs. I am gonna just analyze the face-offs because why not? Because what better can I do there than analyze some face-offs? So let's get some body language breakdowns on these ceremonial face-offs. All right, first face-off we're analyzing is, of course, Bryce Mitchell, Gene Silva. And Gene Silva did get right in his grill in this one. I do recall this one. Gene Silva walks up to him, and they're mean mugging each other. His angle's only showing Gene Silva's side, but trust me, Bryce Mitchell he was eyeing daggers into him, bro. But bro, and he barks in his face. I forgot he did that. Look at Dana. Everyone just jumped after that, except for Bryce. Bryce is ready, man. Bryce is ready. That barking shit is. I don't know why. I don't know. I don't think I'm jacking it no more, chat. Like at first I was like, oh, it's kind of funny, dude. And I'm just like, brother, I can't be asked. Stop barking, bro. It's like barking the big 2025, brother. Unless you're a real bad man, don't be doing that, brother. Now, this is the Yair Pitbull face-off. This one was a little bit more calm, collected. Like, Yair, it's funny because Yair just came off a screaming match with Lopez, and then he just has a calm face-off somewhat. But the height difference was alarming. Dude, and I picked Pitbull. Like, the closer I'm getting to this fight, man, I don't know. I know Pitbull's going to bring the fight, but closing the range against Yair is going to be body kick spamming is going to be a pain, but... yeah, I ain't gonna lie, Yair just hype maxed him so bad. This guy makes why he looks so small. Bro, I can't believe how small he looked in this face-off. It was actually, like, bro, I could, like, pick him up, squeeze his cheeks, like, who's a good... All right, buddy. Let's move on. All right, the Chandler Pimblett face-off. This one was, like, kind of expected. I think, you know what's funny about this face-off? I swear, there's a moment in this face-off, Chandler looks at Patty, shakes his head like, this guy's gonna get knocked out. Like, because look how he's dressed, first of all. Like, bro, this guy, just something about Pat. He's just not beating Chandler, dude. I'm sorry. Look at this goofball face off with him. Look at that smile. Eesh. Chandler's definitely thinking in his head, like, I'm about to beat his ass. Look at Chandler. Look at him shaking his head. He knows. They know. They both know. They both know, baby. They both know, man. Like, come on, Chad. Don't let you don't see it. How they both know. Like, look. Chandler's shaking his head no, and he's just over here smiling like, yeah, I'm gonna get chinned. And then Chandler's all like, buddy, I'm gonna put it on you, dog. I'm gonna really do it to you, dude. Yeah, I'm very confident, Chandler. And the more I even see these interactions, all these shoulder taps, bro, don't be scared, brother. We're coming. I saw you shake Ilya's hand when he's in your face, brother. You know, you might look tough guy to these other people. Kenny's not fooled, brother. Be careful. And then of course Volkanovski. Volkanovski had the suns out, guns out. That's what that's a gimmick he tried to display here with like the little unbuttoned shirt. He really wanted to show guys, yeah, my physique guy is hitting this time. And it is. His physique looks good. I can't lie. Shakes hand. This is after Lopez, of course, had the screaming match with Yair. And Lopez looks game, you know. Lopez looks game. Aish. Dollar, brother, dollar. And then I think Volk lets out a scream here. Every time I see someone let out a scream, it means one or two things. Two, like, first, one, it's like, okay, you're just feeling the energy. Two, you're trying to overcompensate because you just got mogged, and you're trying to, like, get that energy back. What was Volk doing? I don't know. Don't ask me. But what I do know is that this press conference was a better press conference than I expected, because I wasn't expecting the Lopez Yair back and forth, but I was expecting Bryce Mitchell and Gene Silva to have their moments, and they kind of have their moments. And other than that, it was exactly what I thought. But yeah, I'm hyped for this fight, and you know what I'm saying, I think I'm more confident in some of my picks, but I really want to see Lopez and Yair down the road. We need more rivalries in the UFC. But let me know what you guys thought about this press conference. That's it for me, and God bless. 2, 3.